Hey, welcome back to the Baco Motorsports Power Hour.
Conversation.
Just talking about racing.
Absolutely.
Mike Griffith here with Steve Hughes from Kern County Raceway Park. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
You're
Happy
doing
hump
good.
day.
I think my my earpiece might be dead. I didn't hear a thing.
Well,
from
it's
Chris.
out. It's out of your ear. That's why.
Might be.
There you
No,
go.
it's there.
Is that better? Oh, okay.
I still don't hear Chris.
No.
It's dead. So anyway, I will muddle along.
Yes, you will.
We were talking racing.
Yeah, we were talking about what was going on last Saturday night at Kern County Raceway.
But you had a big weekend. Before we get into Saturday night, because I didn't get the stuff up on Friday night, you had the dirt track running on Friday. Why don't you tell us what happened there?
Yeah, Total Lubricants Night at the races, really our biggest dirt track race of the year. $1,500 to win in the Total Lubricants A mods, $1,000 to win for the B mods. We also had the always exciting mod lights and the HPD midgets, great car counts and all of them. 24 modified show up, 19 B mods, and then our 12 and 10 for the mod lights and the HPD midgets.
24 and 19 have to be highs at KCRP, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we started all 20. Well, we had one drop out. We started 23 cars.
Okay, 23 cars there, and one man kind of dominated. He made a move early on, and then nobody could touch him.
No, the outlaw Ricky Childress with a great move coming out of turn number 2, going 3 wide, threads the needle on about lap 4, and leads the final 21 laps to win a big $1,500 paycheck for the outlaw.
A good deal for him.
And he broke Brad Pound's win streak out there at Kern County Raceway at the dirt track, and also kind of broke his losing streak of bad luck out there.
Yeah, how many had Brad won in a row?
Oh gosh, is it 3?
Yeah,
From the time
3 in a row.
Yeah, from the time he jumped in that 11X car, he's been unbeaten at the dirt track at KCRP until last Saturday night.
Yeah, so the
last Friday night.
Henderson car with Pounds in it is beatable.
It is, believe it or not.
There you go. And then what about the B mod race?
Oh, Michael Johnson, kind of the same deal. Just started working and. He didn't start up front, and got the lead and really dominated the rest of the field there as well. So it was exciting. A lot of cautions in that A-Mod race, but once we got running towards the end, it turned out to be a very, very good event.
Then Zach Forrester beat the kid.
He did. It was a pretty epic battle between JJ Jerry Flippo and the Godfather, Zach Forster, in the mod lights. 2 distinct lines of racing. JJ way up high. I mean, almost running like a Darlington line around the big 3rd mile at the dirt track, and glued to the bottom was Zach Forster, and Zach Forster came out on top. But it was a great race.
Yeah, well, that's good to see. And then how about the HDP midgets?
HPD midgets, we had a young man, Tristan Thomas, coming out of Washington State, making the toe down. HPD midgets were also racing Ventura the following night. So we got some folks coming up from Ventura, coming down from Northern California, and even all the way from Washington State. And Tristan Thomas got out front and smoked the field in the HPD midgets. It was a good race.
Well, then you turned around far less than 24 hours later.
Yes, sir. The same day, actually.
The same day.
Yeah.
The same day, only it was not past midnight, but
yeah. Eyewitness News night
evening.
at the races and our 9/11 tribute. Our 9/11 tribute was fantastic. I got to thank all of the participants, Kern County Probation, Taft PD, our friends from Shafter PD, Bakersfield and Kern County Fire Departments, the Bakersfield Police Department, and the Kern County Sheriff's Office for coming out with their EMS vehicles. We even had the big SWAT tank out there, and we did a remembrance lap for the 15-year anniversary of 9/11.
did that, and that was pretty cool. And then got some racing underway, and you kind of switched it up. You ran the late models instead of last. You ran them kind of as the first of the half-mile programs, and there was no surprise.
There was no surprise there. Even though he started in 5th position, Buddy Shepard made a move early, took over the lead on lap number 4, and led the final 36 laps to win his 9th consecutive main event at Kern County Raceway. And it wasn't easy for him.
No, we have those slides, don't we,
yeah.
Chris? Actually, you can see there, the 3 cars pretty close. Buddy leading the way over Racing
51S of Tate Sanders and the 51 of Racing Vernon running in second. Vernon, I'm telling you, he keeps getting closer and closer. And if it's a 10th here, 2 tenths there, I don't know if that win streak is going to continue.
Yeah, you always wonder, but he just seems to. And early in the race, Vernon got into second,
Right.
and started to gain on Buddy, and was right there on his tail. And then Buddy just inched out and got that comfortable 2 to 3 car length lead, just enough so that you know the guy's not on your bumper when you're going into the turns.
About half a second advantage seems to be Buddy's comfort zone there, leading the 51 and the 40 this year. The 40 of Cole Adamo having his problems. He had no first gear, so restarts, it was just terrible for him getting it going, and that's really what didn't allow him to get up into the top 3.
And then there were a couple of restarts, as we said, and Cole was just terrible, but that gave Vernon a chance late in the race on a couple of restarts. But Buddy was able to just pull away a little bit. And
he's just
keep him
so
at
quick
bay.
on those restarts, and the momentum that he carries through turns 1 and 2 is almost unbelievable. So Shepard gets the win, racing Vernon in second, Tate Sanders third, Sanchito, Scott Sanchez fourth, Adamo dropped back to fifth, Colby Juarez, a new driver, out there at Kern County Raceway in the number 19, and a tough break for the 15 of Lance Wilson early on. Looks like he broke something on the right front of the race car and took him up to the outside wall.
Yeah, and you saw the video of that. There was no contact before that.
Yeah, there was some pretty good space between Adamo and the 15 of Lance Wilson. I know that Lance thought he had gotten bumped, but I didn't watch the video completely until yesterday. So when we were preparing our highlights for last weekend's racing on Saturday night, Eyewitness News Night at the races should be live this evening, possibly first thing tomorrow morning.
Okay. And we had the super stocks out there on the half mile as well. Good field here, 12 cars.
Yeah.
Really racy race. A lot of racing throughout the field.
Very competitive. You know, Gene Fife jumped out to an early lead, but then was tracked down by the number 77 of Mike Nix. Mike Nix then leads some laps.
Well, his best race of the season.
Best
by
race
far.
of his career. Out there at Kern County Raceway. They said they'd made some changes on the 77 machine, and that's the old steel body style race car. It's not the slick body that looks similar to an old Mesa Marin late model, but that's that steel body race car, and I was just so proud of Mike and his team for running out front. About midway, we had some cautions, and then we had some more, cautions breed cautions. So from like lap 13 to about lap 16, we had several caution laps through that, and then the 22 of Johnny Bedingfield came on late, and as you can see, there's a little bit of damage on the hood there, the 22 car, but gets his second win of the year.
Yeah, he came on he was sixth he started 12th.
Yeah, we counted him as far back under racing conditions as far back as 11th position.
Right, and he was sixth midway through the race. It looked like he was going nowhere, and then all of a sudden, those last 10 laps, that car just came to life.
Yeah, he'd been struggling all weekend. Oil leak on Friday night, brake problems on Saturday during practice, but looks like they got all that remedied, and it was a strong win and a great race late between him and Gene Fife.
And then Michael Nix, obviously, the milkman, Perrin Kuster there, and Chris Dalton. He had a couple of spins.
He did.
During the night, and he went all the way to the back at one time and came back
up.
So
came back for
a
very strong finish. And, on the highlights, we show it kind of going 3 wide into turn number 1, and Dalton came in there pretty hot. I mean, he had a great line, but Nix was right there, and he had to get on the binders pretty hard, and that's what caused his spin there in the apex of 1 and 2.
Yeah, so there you go. And then some good racing in the
look at this. This is under race conditions right here. Coffee Brothers, the 8 of Jim Coffee on the inside, the 9 of Ed Coffee on the outside, and points leader Kevin Callahan in the 32 in the middle, and that's coming out of turn number 4. You'll see that on the highlights as well.
Yeah, and turn 4 where you can do that, where you do that big
Don't
wide
do it in turn 2.
No,
yeah.
Turn 2, 3 wide. No,
I don't recommend that.
Turn 4, it's a nice wide sweeping entry onto the front straightaway, so you can do that.
And Jim Coffey, you want to talk about battling problems all year long. I mean, burned the motor down, transmission problems, clutch problems going into the weekend. Tracked down the 32 of Kevin Callahan. Gave him a little bump in turn number 1 and made a clean pass coming out of turn 2.
There you go. And then we had a mini stocks, very interesting night there. You got these slides can show the finish here.
Yep. Contact and the apex of 1 and 2, and then some major contact coming to the checkered flag. And I'm telling you, by a bumper cover, Brady Mello gets the win, I believe his third win of the year. And I'm doing the interview right next to the Hall ambulance there, and broken wrist on Brady, broken left wrist. He came out to the racetrack today to pick up the DVD of the race, and I got to talk to him, and he was just he made it exciting for the race fans. Damian Leininger finished his second. 2015 champ Terry Pettit third. Austin Wilson and Destiny Joplin, who were the 2 points leaders going into this race. Austin holding a 1 point lead over Destiny coming in, had some contact late, and they finished fourth and fifth.
There you have it. And then we had the 911 race series.
The Chiefs raced. Captain Joe Bianco, a 29-year veteran of Bakersfield Police Department, makes it 3 in a row for the BPD.
Okay. And then upcoming.
Yeah, this
Doubleheader
Saturday night,
again.
our final doubleheader of the year on the dirt track. It's all stock cars on Friday night. Hobby stocks, American stocks, mini stocks. Those 305 sprints are gone, and the hard tops are still there. So if you buy a ticket to our Friday night dirt track race, the valuable ticket for this weekend is that Lucas Oil Modified Night at the Races. Confirmed 30 cars pre-registered for Saturday night's Lucas Oil 75. The best modified drivers in the West will be there, along with the Super Stocks, the Legends, and the WRA Vintage Racers.
Okay, so it should be a heck of a night of racing out there.
Great weekend at KCRP.
The modifieds and the super stocks coming off a great win. And also, you've got a King of the Wings coming up.
We do. Was originally scheduled for October 2nd. We've had to move that date to October 9th, which is a Sunday afternoon. So just 1 week from the originally scheduled date. If you come out this weekend, we're having a little demo for the King of the Wing as well. So it's going to be that kind of a matinee race on Sunday. For the third year in a row, it's the final race of the King of the Wing National Sprint Car Series. We're so proud to honor George Snyder at the third annual George Snyder Classic on October 9th is the new date.
And we're talking some 15-second laps.
Absolutely. 14 and some change is the actual one-lap record held by JoJo Hellberg. Doesn't even seem possible that a car can go that fast on our half mile, but we're going to see consistent 15-second laps under race conditions.
Yeah. And if you've never been out there for that King of the Wing race, do so. It's a lot of fun.
You'll get all the PR it's coming out today right after I leave here, go to lunch. All the PR about the new date, and the press release will be out on social media, Facebook, and our website. Also, if you purchased a ticket for the October 2nd original date, we're going to honor those, of course, on October 9th. If you have any questions, please call the racetrack.
Okay. Well,
All right.
thanks for stopping in.
Thanks,
and we'll
Mike.
See
I
you,
appreciate it.
Next week with another
All right.
report.
Appreciate what you do, man. Thanks.
We'll be back with the Famoso segment in a few minutes.